Hi YouTube, this is just going to be a how-to video I guess. Need to make some more waterproofing up. This waterproofing is an alternative to Greenland wax, just a different recipe, does very much the same job as Greenland wax. Very good for material, canvas, etc. And wood and metal works very well with. Recipe consists of beeswax. I find this stuff that's in small pellets, I guess you'd call them, is a bit easier for when it comes to melting. Boiled linseed oil, and this in the United Kingdom we call this turpentine white spirit. I tend to buy something that's a bit higher quality, generally from like art supply shops or off the internet, just a bit less odour, etc. And it's just a bit more refined. In the US I believe you call it mineral spirits. The recipe is 2 parts beeswax to 1 part linseed oil, 1 part turpentine. Today I'll be using 1 pound of beeswax, which equates to 8 fluid ounces of boiled linseed oil and 8 fluid ounces of the turpentine. It's generally, I find it's a bit of a softer consistency to Greenland wax in the summer months. It's almost like a paste. In the winter months it is a lot harder just because of temperatures. I would suggest that you did it in a well ventilated area. I'm in my workshop, but I have my extraction system in my workshop running and the door is ajar. Also working with substances that can be flammable, so I would say I've got the garden hose which is turned on, which is just outside the door, but I've also, just off camera, I've got a fire blanket, so something like a fire blanket, fire extinguisher, you know, a hose, something in case there was any sorts of ignition. This is a recipe I've made, I've made this on a number of occasions, so I'm quite happy to make it indoors now. First time I made it, I did make it outside, so your choice, either inside, somewhere that's well ventilated with the means to put it out if it was to catch fire, or outside, maybe a better option, but it's pretty damn cold today. I mean, it's just below 10 degrees Celsius in my workshop at the moment. It's 3 degrees outside, so Celsius that is, so pretty cold. So we'll be melting the wax in a bain-marie, and then we'll bring you back when we've got it ready to mix. Right, so that's our wax boiled. We've got our 2 liquids there. I always tend to add the wax and the solidifying. Oh. Probably should have kept that on the heat while we were mixing, to be honest, because the liquids have been in the workshop for while I've been indoors, and the temperature at the moment outside is 10 degrees Celsius, so generally you would want to give it a good mix, as you add the liquids, but unfortunately that has not happened this time. Last time I made this it was in a lot of warmer weather, so I had a lot more time there. Sounds like it's a wonderful thing. I should have probably give that a thought, maybe kept the liquids in in the house, just to keep them at a warmer temperature. But yeah, it's happened, so let's just give it a good mix. I don't believe we should have any real issues. If I do have any issues, I may remelt the whole substance. But I think if I was to do that, I believe I would probably do it outside on a barbecue, just because the solvent and the boiled linseed oil already being within. Yeah, it's not a bad consistency so far. It's a big spoon, I think. Right, so I'll end that there, guys. When it does solidify, I will come back and just show you the consistency of it once it has fully solidified. And what I will do is the new smock I have, which is canvas Russian surplus smock. What I will do is I will do a video of applying the wax, so you can see what it's like when it's applied to a fabric. Right, as you probably would have seen in the previous clip, because of the temperature, as I added the linseed oil and the turpentine, the wax did solidify straight away. It was literally as soon as it went into the wax, it brought the temperature of the wax down dramatically straight away. It was very hard to mix. Did get it mixed somewhat, but just wasn't happy with the substance when it was done. You know, the wax just wasn't mixed and it didn't come out as it normally would come out. So full disclosure, I did end up reheating the whole substance once the three items were mixed together. I did end up reheating everything back down to a liquid, and then give it a bloody good stir to get it so it mixed thoroughly. And now it has mixed thoroughly. It's pretty much completely dry now, so I'll just bring you round to see it. Looks very much like custard, like colour wise, etc. Like I say, in the winter months it is, you know, it's not as hard as greenland wax, but it does dry to a much harder consistency. In the summer months it stays a lot more like a paste in the summer months, so depending when you use it. I do plan to do a video on using and applying the wax. I have a new smock, which is a canvas Russian surplus smock, so I will do a video on using the wax. When I'm using the wax, I would think I will probably heat the wax up a little bit, just to make it a little bit more pliable and so it's easier to massage into the fabric, and then run over it with. I'll use a heat gun. You can use a hairdryer, but I have a heat gun, so it's just a bit quicker because it gets up to a higher temperature. So I'll just bring you around and show you the wax itself. So there is the wax. As you can see, it's not solid, but at least now you can see it has mixed thoroughly. When I mixed it yesterday, because of the cold temperature of the linseed oil and the turpentine as it went in, it wasn't possible to mix it thoroughly, and I just wasn't happy with the consistency. whereas reheating it and giving it a good mix did bring the consistency to where I want it. So hopefully that's of use to some of you. It does make quite a substantial amount, to be fair. There's how much wax we've ended up with, so you know, I've got one who waterproof my smock and my canvas tarp. There's, you know, the ridge line, etc. does need a bit more waterproofing, so I will get that done and we'll more likely film that. So hope that's of help to anyone. Thank you to anyone who's watched. Please like, comment, subscribe. Love the feedback. You know, hopefully this helps. Thanks very much.